Hi, and welcome back. Today I'm building a small family home in the world of Brindleton Bay. So get comfy, relax, and let's get started. So before we get started, I want you to know that I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of Brindleton Bay at least 5 times. So thank you for bearing with me. I've always wanted to build a home in this world. It really reminds me of those sleepy little towns you see in the upper northeast of the US, like Nantucket, Newport, and I think it's Bay or Bar Harbor. I'm not 100% sure. I've only really seen those places on TV, like with HGTV, or, when I'm driving through to get to other major cities, so I don't really stop. So I went on Pinterest to get some ideas, and this is what I came up with. A small family cottage with a master suite on the second floor, and the first floor is a living space with an additional bedroom. So I also really wanted to challenge myself when building this home. I decided that I was gonna be brave and do some terraforming, which I haven't really done in The Sims 4 before. I used to do it a lot in Sims 3, but terraforming wasn't something that we had right out of the gate with Sims 4, so I just got used to not doing it anymore. So this is my first time creating a pond, which turned out really great, and I'm really proud of it for my first time. I used to build ponds using the fountain tool, so this is a real departure for me. But I really liked how it came out once everything was said and done. And don't worry about the little markers that you see for the fireflies and the fish. When you go into live mode, if you don't know this already, but when you go into live mode, it shows up with actual fireflies and fish in the pond. I thought it was really great that they added that in. I don't remember, you might have been able to do that in Sims 3, but it's been a long time since I've played Sims 3, so I can't remember. One of the things I do miss about building ponds in The Sims 3 is that in the wintertime they would freeze over, so you could skate on them. You could go ice skating. So I made a big, huge pond on the property of one of my generation families, and in the wintertime they would always go outside and skate. So I thought that was always really cute, and I wish that we could do that here. Now, it took me a lot longer than usual to figure out what flowers and plants I wanted to use for this build. As always, I try to match as much as possible to the surrounding area, just so that it looks cohesive with, you know, other property or other sites that you see. But for some reason, it just took me a little bit longer to find what I wanted it to be like. So I knew that, again, I really wanted an organic looking front yard. So that's when I go in and I start with the pathing, another S shape or curved pathing. And I really like this terrain paint because it's like gravelly. And when I found this fence, I was in love. It was the perfect fence. And we're going to skip ahead to the finished product, which I thought was better for everyone involved. But if you would like to see me do landscaping, let me know in the comments below. And I'll do maybe a video with just a park, which is all landscaping, and we can work on tips and tricks together and things like that. Maybe I'll even stream it. Oh my god, go back to streaming. I don't know, but we'll see. I did want to add in some garden space, and I put in a little chicken coop from Cottage Living. I've not used them before. I don't know how they work. I am pretty sure that since the yard is open, they're going to be running all around the yard. But, you know, I feel like this is a family of hipsters, so maybe that's fine for them. Now, when I originally planned out this house, I wanted to go with a more, I don't know, I guess cottagey vibe for it in terms of furniture. That's why I have these rocking chairs out here. But as the build went on, things changed. And I think that's one of the things that if you're new to building, you should be open to change as you go along. You know, just because you have an idea in your head doesn't mean that you always have to stick to that. I know that sometimes we get like hung up on the choices that we've decided going in, and being able to just freely see and change your mind as you go is great, and you should be open to doing that. So I really wanted the house to be, you know, like a beach house cottage. That's why I had the floor, the white floor there, but it just didn't work. And I go in eventually and change it. I do like the wood texture, and I probably will use it someplace else. I did use it I think I used it on the front porch, but for a whole living space, I don't think it works really well. Or it has to be on a house that is on the beach, I think. And I use these cabinets from Parenthood, and they're becoming some of my favorite cabinets. I really like how they have a nice rustic look to them, or older look, but also at the same time are very modern with the fixtures and the countertop. It's like a marble or a quartz countertop, and I really, really like that. I wish I could have those in my house right now. I have Formica countertops, which is the worst, but I digress. You don't have to be depressed about my countertops with me. So for the living area, I did want a fireplace, and I wanted it to actually look like, you know, it was one of the older fireplaces in the home, and maybe they just updated it a little bit. And I don't know why I was really obsessed with like all white and white wood in the beginning of this build. It just wasn't working, and this is where you see me come in and start realizing this is just, it's too like monotone, like it's too white, and I had to go in and change it a little bit. And I do really like that sofa, and I changed it out eventually. It just didn't work here. So while working on this area, I wasn't really happy with it. So I decided just to put some furniture down, and I made the decision to come back to it later and fill it in. And you can always do that when you're building. If you're not 100% happy with what you have, instead of tearing it all down, just leave it for a little while and let it just sit there with you until you can figure out what you're trying to do. Don't give up on yourself. You know, like, I know a lot of people get discouraged when they're doing interior design work, and I'm not a professional by any means, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But I think, you know, if you keep at it and you keep trying and you mix and match, you'll figure out the things that really work. So now we're moving into the kids' room, and I wanted to use the bunk beds again because, like, I used them in my last build and I really love them. They're my new favorite thing now. And I had a sense in my head that this room was for twins. I don't know why. That's just the vibe that I got in my head. So I wanted the room to look different on each side, but also the same. So like reflect their different personalities per se. So one side, the kid is very into like robotics and science. They're both into void critters, but then on the other side, the kid is more into music. And I tried to kind of reflect that on each side of the room. I'm not sure if it came through fully, but I do, at the end, really love how this room comes together. And I do go in eventually and add in a computer for them to use in their room. They kept going upstairs to their parents' room to use the computer there, which I think they still possibly might because the computer in the parents' room is more expensive, and Sims tend to want to use the most expensive thing in the house at all times. I don't know why. I would like to not have to lock their parents' bedroom door. If you have to, more power to you. Hopefully you won't need to do that. So I'm just trying to find, you know, just little things to pull the room together. And I really do like how this room came out. I think it's a good mix for both kids. And so now I'm moving upstairs to the master suite. And again, like, this is where I felt like I really got a sense of, you know, what I wanted the house to be. And I also decided to do something a little bit special. I wanted to add in what they call a widow's walk. And generally you would see these in homes along the eastern coast of the US. And it's kind of sad, the history behind them. They're usually like railed rooftop platforms, and it's said that wives of sailors would wait for their husband's return, often in vain, leaving them widows. Now, this is not the case with this home, so we don't have to get sad. I decided instead to make it a little yoga and art space for the parents of this home. But I thought that it gave a little bit more character to the front of the house, which it really needed. So one of the features that I really miss in Sims 4 is being able to save your favorite items in your own personal collections. I really miss that. Like, I know the color wheel is something people miss a lot, but I miss being able to save things how I want to save them. It would make my life so much easier being able to find things. That's something I really miss. Is there something that you really miss from other Sims games that is not in The Sims 4? If so, you should comment down below and let me know. But now I'm trying to like get their dressing area together, and I really wanted to use these items from Happy Home Decorator. I haven't had a chance to use them before, and I really like all of the colorway options that they have. So I wanted to put that in there, and then I found this artwork, which is, I think it's a base game art, and it really just tied the room together. Finding that piece of artwork just set off the rest of the room. And that lamp is gonna go down in infamy. It took me forever to try to get it up there on the top of the desk. And I wanted to put in like a little reading nook area for the parents up here. And I do eventually change out the dressing unit. For whatever reason, the stereo kept disappearing no matter which stereo I put up there, and I have absolutely no idea why. It might be because of the paintings I put behind it, but I'm not 100% sure. So I do go in later on and change the configuration and put in another stereo. Because now our Sims will be able to slow dance soon. So it'll be so cute to have the parents upstairs after a long day, a little romantic moment. I really miss that from The Sims 3. That was like one of my favorite things, is when they would slow dance together. So I'm so excited that's coming back. So now all of my parents' rooms are gonna have to have a stereo in it so they could slow dance. I had a lot of space here, so I added in an extra television too. And I wanted to go for a more modern bathroom, so I did dual showers and dual sinks instead of a shower tub combo. Besides, showers are faster, tubs take too long, and there's a tub downstairs if need be. And I got the idea actually for this sort of from a friend of mine on Twitter who just remodeled their bathroom. Theirs was more white with the white subway tiles. But so, you know, I tried to kind of mimic that with the windowed shower area. And I really like how it comes together. Now, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with this little space here. I wanted to have a knitting crafting area, but that didn't quite work with what I had started coming together in my head for a vision. So I decided just to put in a laundry area. And when I went back in and play tested, I made sure to add in hampers because I didn't have them originally, to make sure that they're not throwing their clothes all over the place. I also had tried to get really creative when making the stairs and used a platform, and that didn't quite work. Like, the kids could get upstairs, but the parents couldn't get upstairs, which was weird. So I went in and switched it back to just a whole set of stairs. And so that little weird area in the corner gets removed altogether. And I also wish that we could get some updated curtains because it's really difficult for me to find curtains in this place. I don't know why. So now that I had the adults area situated and figured out, I decided to go all in on this whole modern renovated look. So I got the stove from Eco Living and mixed it with not the stove, fireplace, I'm sorry, with Eco Living, and mix it in with a lot of the home decorator stuff. And I think it turns out a lot better. And that's a base game coffee table, which used to be one of my favorite coffee tables in the game. And so I think this gives the home, it has like a renovated look to it, but at the same time, it still looks really cozy and inviting. And so this house is also going to be perfect for a family that likes to have large family gatherings, because you have such a nice open space for, you know, the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, and it's just all open. So it's great for that. And I also wanted to add in more seating because you never know. So I added in this counter space, this island here, which also has that mix between contemporary and old school. And I think once you add in the lighting, even though you can't really see it unless you're in build buy mode, which irritates me, but I digress, it really sets off the look of the house. And so I just go in and add just a few more knickknacks just to make sure that the house looks lived in and it looks inviting. And I love that basket. So I had to add it back in. And of course, if you know me, if you were in my last video, you know that I have to have plants all over the place. So I added some more Blooming Rooms kit plants in there, and I don't know how, but the kids' room got a little bit messed up, so I fixed that real quick. So once I had the interiors done, I decided to go in and fix up the courtyard or the front yard a little bit. I wanted to give the porch, I wanted a 2-seater or a 3-seater, because I wanted like the parents to be able to like sit on the porch together and maybe snuggle while they, you know, while their kids are playing outside. And I really like this bench. I think it's from Backyard Stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I really love how it looks. That is the house. So I hope you enjoyed. And I really love how the main floor living room came together. And let me know in the comments below what is your favorite room. I hope wherever you are that you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and don't forget, if you did enjoy this video, to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thanks, guys.